The debate over mask wearing continues to sweep across the country as the CDC is said to be revisiting whether or not fully vaccinated people should be wearing masks again in this country. Joining us now for more on what's going on is South Carolina Congressman Ralph Norman. Congressman, good to see you again.
Good morning, Rob. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm curious what you are hearing on the ground there in Washington, not only regarding whether or not fully vaccinated people in this country will be asked to wear masks again, but vaccine mandates once that emergency use authorization on the vaccines is lifted by the FDA, which could happen sometime soon.
Well, what I'm hearing is that they'll probably try it. You know, we've got freedom in this country, Rob, to choose whether we get vaccinated or not. I got vaccinated, but the same thing on the mask. You know, most of the doctors I've talked with, masks do no good. This is another scare tactic that I think this administration is using, and I think they probably will at some point. But you know what's hypocritical? We've got right today over 1 million people that have come across the border that have had no vaccine. We don't know what they've got, whether they've got the variant, whether they've got any other disease, that they're putting these people all over this country. So if they're really serious about it, they would use that as a real reason to mandate vaccines for these people, but they're not doing it.
Yeah.
So nothing surprises me about this administration.
It stuns me, too. The northern border, our Canadian border, is still closed, but the southern border right now, if we continue on this current trajectory, we're on pace for over 2 million illegal crossings, and that does not include the known gotaways. The number is right around 300,000 right now of known gotaways. So the numbers are just through the roof at the southern border. But let me ask you this just very simply. Where is the incentive for somebody who might be on the fence when it comes to getting vaccinated to get vaccinated if we're telling people that you got to wear masks once you do get fully vaccinated?
Well, I mean, it's a choice that they should be able to make. Now, vaccines, you know, the choice to get vaccinated or not, a lot of people have questions about not just the vaccine itself, but the long-term vaccination process that may or may not occur, particularly in our young people who are very, you know, have a minor risk of getting the coronavirus. So, and the masks are the same way. I know we came back from Texas on the border. Over 70% were illegals that were coming into the country that had to sign. As you know, on an airplane, you sit within inches of each other.
Right.
And so, you know, but bottom line, this is a choice that we ought to be able to make as free Americans, and it shouldn't be dictated by the government, and Ms. Pelosi particularly.
Yes, the last time, about Nancy Pelosi, the last time you and I spoke here on the show, you were just fined $500 for refusing to wear a mask on the House floor. I think that was back in May. I know that you appealed. What happened after that?
Got beat in the appeal, but nothing. I mean, that didn't surprise me.
Right.
You know, it's 10 members, 5 and 5, and but it doesn't surprise me. But I just was tired of this scare tactic of wearing a mask and being mandated to do it in the chambers. Ms. Pelosi herself didn't wear it at the height of the pandemic, as everybody saw during her visit to the spa. But yeah, I was fined, and I assume they'll take it out of the paycheck this coming month. But we're not stopping there. We're going to, you know, file a suit against her, 3 of us: Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and myself. We're not. We're simply not going to put up with this, and we may get beat again, but it's not going to stop us from, you know, filing the suit against her.
Just like other viruses and other diseases that we've dealt with throughout history, the coronavirus is not just going to go away. It's not just going to be eradicated. We're going to be dealing with the coronavirus in some way, shape, or form for a long, long time. Do you think that Americans, I mean, people have suffered for 17 months. Do you think that if the CDC and then the White House comes out and says, nope, you've got to get masked up again, even if you are fully vaccinated, how do you think Americans will handle that and deal with that and respond to that?
I don't think they're going to take it well. I think you're going to see massive revolts against doing this, particularly with this administration being so hypocritical in other areas. I think they'll revolt against it. I don't think what will be interesting is when you board an airplane, whether people are going to decide they want to do it or not, or risk being thrown off the plane. But no, it's going to be a massive. But you know, this is part of their strategy, Rob, to do this. I mean, where is the commission to find out where it really came from? Does anybody believe it was from a bat in a wet market?
Yeah, or
no,
pangolin?
This is from a foreign country, China, which is, we think, a lot of us think, that are putting this out on America because they despise America. They're a communist country.
Yeah. And we're still scheduled to go celebrate the Olympics in Beijing 7 short months from now, by the way, despite what's happening with the Uyghurs and despite the COVID origin story, which nobody wants to talk about. Last week, China turned down the WHO's second request for an investigation into the origins. And it stuns me that no one is more curious about finding out where this actually came from, so we can make sure it doesn't happen again. I just wanted to get your take on the January 6th committee that the Speaker of the House has put together. She rejected Jim Banks and Jim Jordan, your colleagues, so Kevin McCarthy yanked the other names that he had submitted. So now we've got Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney. Do you think that this investigation will really be bipartisan and fair?
Absolutely not. I mean, she's picking who she wants because she's picking people who, have known to have a dislike for Donald Trump. And again, Rob, she wants to keep all the focus on Donald Trump for the midterms. And that's what will happen instead of solving the problems in this country. I mean, look what we're going through. Look at the crisis on the border. Look at inflation. Look at what people are paying at the gas pump. So many things that she ought to be doing and forming commissions on. But she is a dictator. The thought of her picking all of the members, I'm glad, and I hope Kevin McCarthy will stick to his guns on this. There's no reason to take part in this investigation. This is a dog and pony show. It'll be extended past December into the midterms. And the only thing that matters to this administration is power, and that's what they're trying to maintain.
Congressman Ralph Norman, so nice seeing you again. Thanks so much for coming on with us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right. When we come back this morning, a lot more to get to here on Wake Up. But first, don't forget to download the Newsmax app.